What is going on, my friends? We have some kind of good news for us Ford F-150 Lightning buyers. Well, at least for everyone who is not buying a Pro. But as far as everyone else and ordering, maybe even XLT orders, that's a little unclear. Long story short, we're going to get into the news that Ford just dropped via an email to its reservation holders. So I guess on one hand, you might already know about this, but hey, maybe you don't, and I can drop this news for you. So we're going to dive into that. We're going to keep it kind of short today. So we're just going to skim through this email and kind of dissect what it means. Let's take a look. So quick thank you to Timothy for forwarding me this email, and Joseph forwarded it to me as well. I appreciate both of you guys. You rule. Hey, actually, before I get into this, again, don't forget, we're giving away this awesome charger from Lectron. I'm not going to talk about it a ton because I've talked about it in every video. But yeah, we have until December 1st to get your entries in. We're up just over 200 people have entered now. So it's still, you have a good shot of winning it. It's really not that crazy that you could get your hat in the ring. So go ahead and just follow the link below if you're interested in getting a level 2 quick charger for your garage or any EV that you have that uses a J17 plug. Thank you to Lectron. This thing rules. All right, so a email went out to, it looks like everyone who has not made an order yet. So there's one thing to note here, that you probably don't get overly excited that you got this email, because while in the other waves, it seems like this email went out and then it was roughly, 2 weeks from that date that you would get to order. And I don't know if that's the case. I think it's still going to sprinkle in. It just seems like absolutely everyone got this email, much like the survey email that went out like, I don't know, a month or two ago. So if we break it down though, there's a couple key pieces to dive into. First, well, let's just read it first. So it says that orders will be starting soon. Well, that's great news because it wasn't looking like new waves would start anytime soon. We got the recent price bump to the Ford Pro level. So we were like, man, are things opening up again? However, later in this email, it says the Pro is sold out. They've made that totally clear in this email. At least there's nothing to be surprised about. They also say act fast. When you receive an invitation, we suggest that you act quickly to order as supply constraints continue to impact availability. Again, blaming supply constraints when I don't know if that's really the case, but okay, Ford. Whatever, it's fine. The Pro Series is sold out for retail customers, and the availability of other models remains limited. So a quick backtrack and shout out to Tim Bartz. He hopped in on our live stream that we did. Was that last night, I think? And he clarified that price hike actually did make sense, right? We were like, it doesn't make sense. Why would they do this? Well, because fleet ordering, I guess they're still allowing fleets to order the Pro models at this new higher price. So that's kind of what the story is there. So when these orders open up, it's still going to be just the XLT, which is cool because that might be available again. Kind of cool because I don't get a chance to order the XLT that I wanted because I had a Lariat. Was the only option for me. Whatever, I can whine about that later. But hey, you could probably have an XLT available. You could probably have everything higher because that's never sold out in both years of these being open. So act fast. There's like a whole highlighted thing that says act fast, and it says, how will it work? Each wave of ordering will be open for a limited time. If you are invited to place an order and decide not to this time around, we'll keep your invitation order so you can order later. Pricing and availability are subject to change. Yeah, thanks for letting us know that now. That would have been great, I don't know, 2 months ago when you did that 40 times. I guess they learned their lesson. We'd hate for you to cancel your reservation, but if you do, you'll get a full refund from your dealer. Now, this paragraph's important for one huge reason, is those of you who do want the Pro, this is kind of a clarification that you can hold on to your reservation for when orders open again for a fourth time, I guess that would technically be, and you'd be in first in line for the Pro. So as long as you're willing to wait, Ford is kind of clarifying here that you can wait and get the Ford Pro a bit down the line and at the new price. So it's kind of good news, because originally we were thinking you would just have to totally give your money back and just join the people who don't even have reservations and stand in line or call a million dealers to try to find one in stock. So luckily that doesn't seem like it'll be the case, and you'll have an actual place in line still if you just hold on to your reservation. So as long as you don't mind waiting, that is still an option. The big question I have right now, of course, as I mentioned a little bit ago, if you just made your order and the Lariat and the Platinum were the only options, will you have any availability to change if your vehicle is not in production? I don't see why not, maybe if it opens up again, but also you kind of had your shot. That's how I feel. Like, I had my shot, I'm kind of wedged in. So we'll keep an eye out for that. But as far as it goes, this is good news, because again, it's just been heart-wrenching to see how many people, that's maybe over exaggeration, but it has been a big bummer for all the stories of you day one reservation holders who have still not got a chance to order. It's not fair, and it sucks, and I feel bad about that. However, it looks like we're finally hitting, I guess we'll call this our third set of waves, and this will be probably an official wave set. They've made it clear that there will be multiple waves. It'll probably work just like it did before. So just as a quick refresh, it'll probably be every 2 weeks. They'll open up the gates again and again and again until they're sold out for 2023. Definitely, if you are one of those people who get the next wave, which I do think will probably start relatively soon. They say they're starting soon. Next week might be a stretch, but I think there have been rumors that it would start at the end of October, or mid-October. So, it could be any minute now. So keep your eyes peeled in your inbox. Here's a quick refresher of what happens when you get the call. So if you are thinking you might be next, here's what happens. You will get a text, and this is important because the text comes before the email, or at least that's how it worked in my case. You'll get a text from Ford, and it seems almost sketchy, because I honestly, I was like, this can't be real. And then, a couple minutes later, or maybe an hour or two later, I got my email, and I was like, oh man, that is real. So you can follow that text and do your order right from your phone, lock it in. Hey, maybe that XLT is available and that's something you want. Hop on the phone and get that ordered, my man. I gave some recommendations when I made my order to hold off and wait a day. And I said, you should do this to call your dealer to make sure your pricing is still good, or everything's all set with your dealer. Man, do I regret doing that. So don't do that this time, is what I'm telling you. Do it now before these orders. Make sure you're happy with the dealer you're at. Now's your chance to solidify that, because then when they do order very soon, you'll be all set. You could go in, click the link, and order your truck, and not have to, be bumped up to a higher trim. And the final, most important thing about this email that I really wanted to mention here is that I'm going to read just this whole paragraph. It says, because of unprecedented interest, we'll be sending invitations to order the 2023 Lightning at staggered times. Again, that's just the waves that we talked about. But it does say nearly all reservation holders are expected to be invited to order by summer 2023. Like, yeah, is that kind of far out? A little bit. But at the same time, that means all 200,000 of us who have those invites will have finally got a chance to order by summer 2023. That's kind of crazy. Are they just going to keep the waves going and going until they hit it? Are they going to do a chunk now and a chunk later? That's a little unclear. But when you think about it, it's just, we got fall, winter, and then by summer they'll be done. So 3/4 worth of ordering. They really must be ready to up production, is all I can think about, because I just can't wrap my head around how they're going to get to the what, 180K people who still haven't had a chance to order, but they say that's going to happen. So even if you're at the bottom of the list, it's time to pay attention, because you could be called up to bat any second now, depending on what your dealer situation is. So it's go time, guys. Keep an eye out. If you have any questions, we have a great community in the comment section for the most part. And if you have questions, there's a lot of knowledgeable people outside of myself who can probably help you out in the comment section. So I'll do my best to answer anything that I can, but more than likely someone smarter than me will probably comment on that and help you guys out. So congratulations if you guys are up next, and good luck if you're on deck. That's all I got. See you guys.